Raider Nation, I'm at a loss for words with how bad this team is. I am one of those fans that continue to have false hope in this team. Like I always put myself in this predicament, always believing in this team to look a little bit different. New regime, new team, new coach, new quarterback, but looking like the same damn Raiders every single year. Every single year. We go into Indianapolis. I wasn't expecting a win, but I at least thought that this team could keep it competitive. But no, the Raiders got that belt to 40-6. 40-6. Embarrassing showing by this team. There's no excuse for how bad this team has been. It's just as simple as this team is bad. This team is cursed. How do we look this bad? We got a better team on paper, got better coaches on paper than last year. And we look worse than we did last year. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Gardner Minshew hiding under that Geno Smith jersey. Geno Smith. Let's talk about Geno Smith because, coming into this game, I know there was a lot of fans talking about benching Geno Smith. And I'm one of those guys that's like, I don't want to give up on him just yet. If the Raiders move on from Geno Smith, that means that they're moving on from the season. They're giving up on the season. If they want to go out there and start Kenny Pickett, then they're giving up. But at this point, the Raiders need to make a change somewhere. And I feel like it got to start at the quarterback position. You might as well put Kenny Pickett out there for this next game. Geno Smith is not that guy. Oh, you pay him the big bucks. You pay him the big bucks to do what? Throw interceptions? This is the second game in a row where he thrown multiple interceptions. Now I know that first interception got batted up in the air and it was an interception. It sucks. But that second interception, you're throwing it into double coverage. You don't see the other defender. You're staring down your receivers. You're missing wide open receivers downfield. What more excuses can we give Geno Smith? He is trash. Geno is trash. We paid him all this money to come over here. I thought that he was going to be good, but I don't know what it is about not just Geno Smith, but about all the quarterbacks that we bring in, about all the coaches that we bring in, that this team looks like the same damn team every single year. No matter who we have out there, it's frustrating to watch every single week. And just when you thought that the quarterback play was bad, and I thought going into this game that the defense could at least do their job, but no. This defense looked just as bad as the offense did. They looked just as bad as the offense did. We had no pressure on Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones had himself a day. 24-29, 212 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was comfortable in the pocket. Goes right back to the defense not putting pressure on the quarterback. And this isn't the first game that we've done that. We were horrible against the run. Jonathan Taylor had 3 touchdowns on the day. He had 3 touchdowns on the day. Amir Abdullah had a touchdown on the day as well. Turnovers and dumb plays. We got saved early on in the game when the Colts had a kickoff return for a touchdown, but then it bit us right back in the ass because I don't know what it is, but our special teams can't get anything going as well. So Tom McMahon, we got to look at you. We got to look at AJ Cole. We got to look at Daniel Carlson, who can't even kick freaking field goals. We get a punt that gets blocked. AJ Cole gets hit. No flag on the play. I mean, I'll talk about this for the referees. The referees were holding us out there too. Referees were not helping us at all. Now, I'm not going to put it all on the referees because our offense and our defense was playing just as bad. But damn, we continue to put ourselves in bad positions on the field, giving the Colts great field advantage. We can't convert on 3rd and shorts, 4th and shorts. Heck, the Colts didn't really even have to worry about us. I know that their kicker went down, an eye for an eye, but damn, they were going for it on 2 every single time, and they weren't even worried. They were chilling. This game was not even close. When you see the way Daniel Jones played and you see the way that Geno Smith played, it was night and day. It was night and day. I'm just so pissed off because every single week, this is 4 straight weeks in a row that the Raiders have lost. It gets worse and worse and worse. We are sitting at 1-4, last in the division right now. We're going to face the Tennessee Titans next week at home. And whoop-de-doo, I don't think we're going to win that game as well. And if we lose that game, then we definitely got to look forward to tanking the rest of the season. It's sad that us Raider fans have got to deal with this every single week. When every other team, their season ends in week 18, our season ends in week 6. We might as well fire up the mock drafts at this point. Go look for another quarterback. Go look for some offensive linemen out there. What good does it make when we have a guy like Ashton Jeanty? You draft a guy like Ashton Jeanty, who had a solid day today, 14 for 67. What good does that make when that doesn't turn into wins? The offensive line wasn't even bad today. Was Stone Forsett in there? I give him credit because the offensive line did a great job, but Geno Smith continues to do what Geno Smith does all the time, and that's cause turnovers or kill drives. Pete Carroll has a lot of explaining to do after this loss, and I don't want to hear the same damn thing that we've been hearing for the past 4 weeks saying, oh, we got to do a better job. It's just execution. No. Something has got to change. I don't know what you got to do, but something's got to change. And that starts with the quarterback position. I don't know about anybody else. I've been sticking for Geno Smith. I've been sticking up for Geno Smith these past couple of weeks. But after today's game, we got to find somebody else out there to give a spark of energy to this offense. Somebody else. Might as well put Kenny Pickett in there. And that was another thing that really frustrated me in this game is when the game was over and out. Oh, we benched Ashton Jeanty, right? But we're not benching Geno Smith. We're not letting Kenny Pickett go out there and see what he can do. No, you're still keeping Geno Smith in there for what? For why? The game is over. To pad his stats? At that point, I was actually looking forward to Geno Smith throwing an interception. Have 2 straight games with 3+ interceptions. But damn, man. We have no Brock Bowers in this game. We have no Michael Mayer in this game. No Colton Miller in this game. And everything just goes downhill. I don't know what else Geno Smith has to say in his press conference that's going to change anything, because I don't want to hear it. I don't think the Raidernation wants to hear it. We heard it for many years when Derek Carr was here. We heard it when all these other quarterbacks came in, Jimmy G, Gardner Minshew, AOC, the same thing over and over and over and over again. We got to get better, yada, yada, yada. No, we don't want to hear it. We want to see action. We want to see some action out there. We don't want to see you go out there and not be able to score at least 1 touchdown. At this point, there is no excuse that this team has. We can't just blame one position group. Offensive line did better today, gave Geno some time. Geno played horrible. Defense didn't play good. Special teams played bad. We talk about competing, but there has been no competition at all. And this is what happens when you don't have no quarterback behind Geno Smith to compete with him and to bring the best out of Geno Smith. And it goes right back to the NFL draft and why we didn't go out and get a quarterback. Somebody to come and at least learn under Geno Smith and at least light a fire under his ass to compete with him and bring the best out of Geno Smith. Heck, that's what Pete Carroll did when he was with the Seattle Seahawks. He drafted Russell Wilson, and that lit a fire under Matt Flynn to go out there and try to compete. But instead, he made Russell Wilson the starting quarterback, and that worked perfectly for them, right? But we don't have no backup over here. AOC is just as bad, if not even worse than Geno Smith. And he's not competing against him. We draft Cam Miller, who right now is sitting on the practice squad, a waste of a draft pick. He's going to be a guy that's not going to be able to play or ready to play anytime right now. You have many chances to go get Shedeur Sanders. You have many chances to get Jalen Moreau, Will Howard, Quinn Ewers, any one of these guys to come in and back up Geno Smith or at least compete for a spot on this roster. I love this team too much. Too much. They don't love us, dog. It's just sad because I know a lot of Raider fans that continue to support this team, win or lose. I know a lot of Raider fans that went to Indianapolis to go see that horrible showing out there. No excuses for how bad we played today. No excuses. Now I see a lot of Raider fans right now already putting up the picket signs and saying fire Geno Smith, fire Pete Carroll. And at this point, I don't want to move on from Pete Carroll. You know why? Because we're just going to continue to do the same thing over and over and over and over again. You can't expect a new regime to come over here and just turn things around. I mean, I kind of do, but in reality, we can't just keep firing the next person if they're not able to build something over here. And as bad as it gets this season, which I'm pretty sure is going to get really bad, I'm not going to be wanting to fire Pete Carroll. Now, I do want to get another quarterback, bring somebody else over here, build that offensive line, help the defense out, do something. Pete Carroll is definitely going to have to make some big decisions moving forward. He's going to have to make some big decisions moving forward. And as much as I got a lot of love for the secondary, especially my Isaiah Polamau, Jeremy Chin, and all of those guys, man, secondary is bad. Giving up big plays. I feel like the Raider fans know how to run this team better than the actual organization. Because there's small things that we look at and we're like, bro, you could do this, you could do that. But nah. You just continue to do some bullshit. I know at this point, I'm just really frustrated with this game. I'm frustrated with this team moving forward. I don't know. I just don't know. It's just frustrating. This team is trash. It's trash. And I didn't want to believe it before, but they are who everybody thought they were. A trash ass team. Honestly, there wasn't a lot of positive. There are barely any positives. I will say that Ashton Jeanty looked better. But outside of that, everybody was bad. Everybody was bad. Like I said, I don't have no confidence in this team moving forward. I'd be surprised if we'd win more than 5 games this year. I had the Raiders winning 7 to 9 games, but that seems like a stretch right now. And top 5 pick, here we come. We might as well fire up the mock drafts at this point. Go look for the quarterback of the future. Maybe offensive lineman of the future. Somebody, anybody, please help us. Because we need that help. Again, Raider Nation, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below with how you feel about this game. I'm really frustrated. I know that you probably are frustrated, but let me know if there's one thing that you feel like the Raiders can change that could help, spark some momentum with this team. Down in the comments below. Until the next video, this is your boy, Some More Raider, and your boys. Yeah.